Right, there you go.
Okay, my name is Dion Davis. This is the Dion Davis Show called Positivity is the Way to Go. He develops managers into highly effective leaders so that they can develop managers into highly effective leaders. Welcome my guest today, Tom Lawrence. It is a pleasure to have you on my show today. So let's get started.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, have you, uh, why did you decide to become an author?
Well, I've been in leadership positions since 2009, and I've worked with quite a number of different types of managers and supervisors and leaders. And I've just learned so much from my own mistakes, from my own failures, from my leaders' mistakes and failures. And in about 2015, I got really interested in leadership and learning more about it, and practicing it and sort of living it every single day. And then it got to about 2019 where I just wanted to sort of share what I learned with the world. And so I just thought to myself, well, why don't I just write it down? So it started off as a blog on highlyeffectiveleader.com. And then the more I wrote, I was finding it easier and easier to write what what I'd learned from the past, and sort of how to put it across with my own experiences. And then it just sort of grew from there. And then I just decided one day, well, everything that I've wrote in my blog, I'm going to put into a book. And then on January the 31st of this year, I completed my book and I published it, called Manager to Leader.
Okay, yeah, because that one thing about leadership is you can't make somebody lead if they don't want to lead, right? It's either you're a leader or you're not, right?
Um, you can well, you can definitely learn to lead. I mean, everyone's got the ability to influence someone, which leadership basically is influence. So that where people say, like, you're only a leader if you're a natural born leader, that's not right in my opinion. If we've all got the ability to influence, then we've all got the ability to lead. The only thing we need to do is practice those skills, because leadership is a skill just like any other skill. So it's like, if you're good at sports, if you're good at a certain type of job, or something like that, the only way you get better at it is practicing. So the same with leadership. The only way you can get better at being being a better leader is to practice your leadership skills.
Okay,
And as I say, everybody's got the ability to do that.
okay, sounds good. What is your new book, Manage to Leader, about?
Well, it's targeted at managers and supervisors, and like people in management positions, and it's about sort of helping the people in those positions to go beyond the position. Because I think a lot of people who get to a management level or a supervisory level think that it's the job title and the position that makes them a leader, when it's not. You need to sort of keep going. You need to sort of work even harder to become a leader. Anyone can be a leader. You don't need a title or a job position to be a leader. You can be a leader within the team that you're in. You can be a leader. A parent is a leader. Anyone can be a leader. So it's basically helping people within those leadership positions or management positions to go beyond that position and practice their leadership skills to inspire and motivate their people. So it's sort of, it's targeted at them. But as I say, you don't have to have the job position or the job title to be a leader.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is anybody can be a leader. It's a skill set like a sport.
Yeah, exactly. You just need to practice those skills.
Yeah. So, how do you see leadership these days?
Well, as I say, leadership is influence, and these days, with it being, with the pandemic over the last sort of year, leadership is more important nowadays than it's ever been, because if I talk about my personal experience, I have a lead a team of 9 people, but for the last year I've not really been able to see them. I can only see them remotely. So it's been my responsibility to make sure that all 9 people every single day have exactly what they need to do their role. They're in a good frame of mind, and basically I just offer them every single day my help. Is there anything I can do for them? So I think leadership nowadays, with it being with the world being in such a pandemic, is more important now than it's ever been.
Well said. What kind of leader are you?
Well, I'd like to think I'm a servant leader. Like leadership is basically is the role is to serve your people. It's not the other way around. I mean, a lot of people see leadership as it's your team or your people who serve you, when it's actually not. It's the other way around. It's you're the one who's supposed to serve your people. It's you who needs to work harder, not the team. And the way I like to, I view my own leadership style is to do that, is to serve my people. As I say, like since the pandemic started in February last year of 2020, every single day I phone up my team. I have Zoom calls like we're having now, and the first thing that I talk about is them. Is like, what can I do, or what can I do to help you today? Like, is there anything that you need from me? It's not my role to phone them up every single day. How are you getting on with the job? Where is the job progress? I do that once a week, whereas every single day I phone them up to talk about them. And if there's anything I can do for you, let me know what it is. And most of the time, the team are fine, but sometimes they do need something from me, and it's my responsibility to make sure that they have what they need.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Leadership is hard, but somebody got to do it, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, leadership is a difficult role. It's probably the most difficult role you can have in life, and it's the same like parenthood. Being a parent is basically being a leader, and I don't view my 9 people as my children, but I treat them. I do care for them as if I was their parent. And so it goes beyond the job. It's I want them to make sure that at the end of the day they've had a fulfilling day at work, and then when they go home to their families, they're in a good frame of mind to take care of their own family. So it's sort of it's going beyond the job position and the job title to that leadership position, and caring for your people, which is basically what leadership is about.
Yeah, so like getting to know them personally, beyond work and everything that they are doing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so what inspires them, what fires them up, what upsets them, what how can I get to know them well enough so that I know how to inspire them, I know how to motivate them, I know how to make them feel fulfilled at the end of the day. Like, what type of work do they want to do? What type of, I mean, do they want to become leaders themselves? It's my responsibility to help develop my team into leaders. um some people don't want to become leaders, they don't want that responsibility, which is fine. But at the end of the day, it's still my responsibility to help them develop to become the person that they want to become.
Yeah, sounds great. How do you develop aspiring and current managers into highly effective leaders?
Well, as I say, I share my knowledge with people. I draw on my own experiences, and I when I do share my knowledge, I don't use textbook leadership skills that I've learned from a book. I actually use my own experiences and my own failures, my own mistakes that I've learned from. And hopefully, when I do share my knowledge, it inspires the person who's listening to learn from their own mistakes and to want to work on themselves every single day. I mean, leadership is about, it's not just about helping to develop your own people and lead your own people. It's about leading yourself as well, and about developing yourself. Like I try and do something every single day to work on myself, to make me the most valuable person I can be, because leadership's also about adding value to people. So you can't add value to people, or you can't give someone something that you don't have. So if you're not the most valuable person you can be, you can't add value. So that's by working on yourself every day. That's how you're making yourself the most valuable person and the best leader you can be for the sake of your own people and for the people that you want to help develop. So first of all, I mean, leadership is not about us, but it does start with us. So, how I develop aspiring managers or aspiring leaders and current leaders into highly effective leaders is to first of all start on myself, and then share what I work on myself with others to go and do the same.
It's like basketball. The point guard is the leader. He get the offense going and everything.
Yeah, exactly, and you can create like a snowball effect, so the whole idea of highly effective leader.com was to help aspiring and current leaders, like you said at the very beginning, to become highly effective leaders, so that they can then go on to help aspiring and current leaders to become highly effective leaders, so that they can do that. And it's just like, it's like a snowball effect, like you say, as in basketball, like it starts from a certain position, or in soccer, like where I'm from in England, we're big, or football, you start from the back and then you keep going until you move to the front, to the up front to score the goals, and that's it.
Score those goals.
Exactly.
They say Golasso goal,
Exactly.
How have you changed culture in the past?
Well, I like to think of culture as a feeling. Like when you go into work, like how do you feel when you go to work? Do you feel happy? Do you wake up in the morning and how do you feel like you want to go to work? I mean, there's been a lot of jobs I've worked in the past where I woke up in the morning, I was thinking, oh, I really don't want to go to work today, and the whole responsibility of that is the leader. It's the leader's responsibility to create an environment that helps you to be your best and thrive. And the way I've done that is with the last two teams I've been working with the current team I'm working with now and the team before, is to create that environment that focuses on people, so that they can help, they can learn to lead, to grow, and to increase their influence. And that's basically what culture is to me, is to for the leader to create that environment for people to be their best, and be their best for themselves, for the team, for the leader, and for the organization.
Yeah, so you got to know how to light a fire on the people and bag off.
Exactly, and like I said before, you need to understand. You need to understand your people, so you need to listen to them and understand exactly what it is that fires them up, what upsets them, what inspires them, what motivates them, what they like, what they don't like, so that you know which buttons to press to inspire them and to motivate them, and make sure that you don't do the things that upsets them.
Yep, that's what leadership is all about. And my
Exactly.
last question I have for you today: have you ever worked with or been led by a highly effective leader?
I certainly have, yeah. When I was about 22, when I worked when I'm from Liverpool in the UK, and when I worked in Liverpool, there was a leader that we had. I was an engineer at the time, and he was our engineering director. His name was Kevin, and he joined the company about 6 months after I joined them. And within the second day of me meeting him, he signed off my degree for me to do my engineering degree through the company, and he paid for it, and he inspired me to basically be where I am today. He was a leader who oozed confidence. He believed in his people. He developed his people. He listened. He was one of those leaders. He always said to me, when you're in a one-to-one with someone, with a person that you're in charge, who's within your charge, You do 80% of the listening and 20% of the talking. That was his advice to me. Leaders do 80% of the listening and 20% of the talking. And since then, that's always stuck with me. And he's been one of the main role models I've had in my life.
Well, we all need somebody that we can emulate and see how they live life and everything.
Exactly.
So and we can take it in our lives.
Exactly, and leadership is basically being a role model. It's someone that the way you lead by example is so that people follow your example and follow your model, so that like I said before, like that snowball effect of helping current leaders and aspiring leaders to become highly effective leaders is basically being a role model and leading by example. And for me, leading by example is the most important leadership principle that we can live by and we can practice.
All right, thank you. Today was episode 5, being a leader. Thank you so much, Tom Lawrence, today for coming on. Appreciate it, and
No
you can
problem.
come back whenever you want to.
No, thank you very much, and thank you for getting in touch, and thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, you can stop the.
Yeah.